So, depression. I'm sure a lot of you know about depression. Something probably comes to mind, maybe a family member, a friend, yourself, celebrities. However, when you think of depression, you most likely don't think of someone who you have to hide away, someone you can't be seen with in public if they have this disease. But back in the day, this is the case back in the 19th century and the 18th century and before that. But what is depression? Depression is the low levels of serotonin and dopamine in the brain. Pictured on the left is the difference between a brain that is depressed and a brain that is not depressed. The one with the highlights is the not depressed brain because it's able to get blood flow working, and people who are depressed because they don't have those chemicals in their brain cannot get the proper blood flow. There are many ways that you can treat depression that have gone on through the centuries. The first one would be lobotomies. Then we can go into World War II, where you see the change in medication come about. And then you go into clinical therapy, which brings us then to the medication becoming normalized. Now, lobotomies originally started out as a use to make monkeys less aggressive. So a psychologist discovered, hey, maybe we could use this on people to make them less sad or less angry. So what they did is that they would stick a needle in the corner of your eye and they would disconnect your frontal lobe from the rest of your brain, basically dehumanizing people and just leaving them in a catatonic state of being. This happened 40,000 times until people realized that this wasn't right and that this shouldn't be done on people just because they had a mental illness. Then came about World War II, and soldiers were coming back with PTSD and were committing suicide. They were coming back with tuberculosis as well, though, and this brought about the change in drugs. With the tuberculosis medicine, when they gave it to these soldiers with PTSD, they discovered that it increased their energy levels, which then made them less depressed, and less soldiers actually committed suicide. So this made them think, maybe this is a way that we can help people with depression, and maybe depression isn't this horrible thing that we've made it out to be. Which brings us around to clinical therapy, which has been an up-and-coming thing just recently in the 2000s. People used to run away from therapy. They thought that there was a stigma with it, saying that you were crazy and deranged and had to have an exorcism performed on you. However, now people believe that therapy can help with the help of the medication that has come around, and it has decreased the stigma of depression into saying, maybe this is a normal thing, and if we just get those serotonin and dopamine balances back up, people can be happy, and we don't have to hide them anymore. This is a commercial I'm sure a lot of you have seen, where, she has this ball and chain hanging on her, or she has this cloud over her representing her depression. This is now becoming normalized because, as you see, the medication is working with her, and it's saying, hey, we're here to help. And the fact that they put this on TV, it could have been seen at Nick at Night when you were younger watching Friends going to bed. You can see that it's becoming more humanized, and that people don't have to be afraid to say that they have depression. And if they do say that they have depression, in most cases nowadays, you are more likely to get help from your friends, and they will say, hey, there's this website or there's this phone number. There are so many ways that you can help with suicide prevention as well, because that's what we believe that depression leads up to be. But people just want to help now. There is still the stigma against depression that some people believe that you shouldn't tell it to the community. However, there are ways to help, and the stigma has changed, and the treatment has changed from the horrible things to now just a simple pill every day. Thank you.